Fans send the Huskies to Houston in style.
Every time we come in as an underdog and we show them different every single time.
We are hearing from fans and players. As the team battles for a national championship, live team coverage is next.
Plus, no answers for the Edmonds community. Police are asking for your help as the man accused of killing a rideshare driver remains on the run.
Preparing for the worst. The message from emergency crews as more snowfall is expected to fall in the mountains. In 3 days, we are hoping to see purple confetti fall over Houston, Texas.
And just a few hours ago, fans showed up at the UW campus to wish the team good luck. This here is new video of today's send-off 72 hours ahead of kickoff. Thanks for choosing King 5. I'm Steve Solis.
I'm Jessica Janner Castro. We have team coverage tonight, including our Jake Garcia, who arrived in Houston ahead of the team. Let's start with you, Jake.
Yeah, in just a few hours, the UW football team will be landing here in Houston. But first tonight, we're hearing from former UW players, especially the ones who played in 2016. That was the last time the Huskies made it to the college football playoff. Many of those guys are now in the NFL, and they want this year's team to know they have their full backing.
Heading into a national championship game. Mr. Browning is going to feel that one.
Jake Browning and the Huskies were sacked the last time they made it to the college football playoff. Alabama dominated from start to finish in the semifinals, and it ended UW's season. The 2023 team has made it to where the 2016 group could not. One step further, to the national championship game. But Browning has an important message to all his teammates. In fact, all former Husky players.
Part of me just refuses to ever be some bitter alum that talks about it's not the same as when I was there. And so whoever the current quarterback is for Washington, they're the greatest of all time. And you know, the current team is the greatest team of all time, and I think that's kind of the way you got to operate. Don't be a bitter alum.
Wise words from the former QB1 that have no doubt resonated with the rest of his guys.
To see them actually go and win and go to the Natty is so cool.
Greg Gaines was a redshirt sophomore in 2016 and now with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He made the quick trip to New Orleans for the Sugar Bowl.
I forgot how freaking awesome college football games were. There's so much energy in there, like even a little incomplete pass for like 5 yards, the whole stadium like erupts.
Gaines took in the game with a few of his teammates, also fellow UW alumni.
Hey, shout out to them dogs, about to get that dub today.
Vita Vea, Kate Otten, and Joe Tryon were on the sidelines because the Seattle to Tampa and Tampa to Seattle connection runs deep.
We got Penix slinging that thing, you know, Tampa native. You know, he got that arm talent.
Arm talent seems to connect these Huskies to those Huskies.
Goes deep, looking for Penix. Touchdown! Odunze!
Browning, like Penix, threw for over 3,000 yards and 35 touchdowns. But this time around, the Huskies hope to finish what they started.
Dogs by probably, say at least 10. Dogs by 10.
Now other players from across the NFL have also shown the love today. Seahawks quarterback Geno Smith, he trained with Michael Penix Jr. during the offseason, and the two have since become really good friends. He said he hopes Penix and the Huskies pull it off and bring the trophy back to Seattle. Reporting tonight live in Houston, Jake Garcia, King 5 Sports.
Jake, thank you. We will check back in with you tonight at 5. Team coverage continues now with Kristen Goodwillie. Kristen, you were there this morning as fans saw the team off.
That's right, Steve. It is a very different feeling here at Husky Stadium than just 3 hours ago when fans filled this entrance, telling me that if they can't make it to Houston, sending off their team here is the next best thing.
We're going to win. We're going to beat Michigan just like we did in '91 for the national championship!
As you can hear, there was a lot of excitement in the crowd. The band was playing, Dubs got in a couple howls, but it was really when the players came out that the cheering really started and the players felt the love. We caught up with some of them, including star quarterback Michael Penix Jr.
We worked so hard to get to this spot, you know, but obviously we got more work to do, man. We're super excited for Husky Nation, you know, how they come and show and support us each and every week. And today, man, it's a beautiful, they all out here cheering. It's raining out here, you know, but they don't care, man. They die hard. They love us, and we love them as well.
And coming up here at 5, you'll hear more from Penix as well as the other players ahead of Monday's game. But for now, live here in Seattle, I'm Kristen Goodwillie, King 5 News.
Kristen, thank you. Today, tickets were distributed to the fans for the game on Monday. Ticket pricing experts tell us this is the most expensive national championship game on record. Right now, the ticket price to get into the game is about $1,000, according to TickPick. It says last year at this time, tickets were going for about $400. Ticket pricing experts say the prices for this year's game dropped significantly, about 60% after UW beat Texas, because the game is in Houston, so it would have been easier for UT fans to get there. They say if you are still trying to buy a ticket, the best time is Sunday.
On Monday, a lot of fans tend to wait the very last day, very last minute, and you've got a lot of fans going after the same tickets. That purchasing activity ultimately results in prices to pop up again. So Sunday is probably going to be the sweet spot.
Some other tips: buy from a verified ticket website. Ticket experts say there are a lot of scams happening right now. Compare prices between different websites and make sure to look at prices after taxes and fees. UW students were basically offered $5 tickets to the game on Monday. Coming up on King 5 News at 5 with Joyce Taylor, we will explain why.
As the Huskies prepare for their first national championship game in more than 30 years, we are taking a look back at their very first bowl game. Their first bowl game 100 years ago this month. Take a look at these pictures here from the team. This is from the 1923-1924 season. The Huskies tied Navy 14-14 in the Rose Bowl on January 1st, 1924. These photos you're looking at here are from the university's yearbooks. There is a write-up for the football team saying the coach, quote, developed a machine-like team that ran away with every game except one. Funny enough, their last regular season game of the season that year was against Oregon, same as this year, and UW won 26-7.
We have coverage on the championship planned throughout the evening for you. And ahead at 4:30, Jake Wittenberg hears from fans who made the journey down to Houston ahead of kickoff. And we'll introduce you to a few unique fans as well that are heading to Houston. A teacher from Vancouver, Washington was rewarded for her dedication with a free trip. And a Michigan family is donning purple for the matchup. Those stories still ahead on King 5 News at 4.
And be sure to tune in tonight at 7 o'clock right here on King 5 for our special coverage ahead of Monday's game with Chris Egan and Jake Garcia live in Houston, Texas, and our own Paul Sylvie quarterback in the show from here in Seattle.
We are keeping a close eye on the forecast in Houston for the big game for you. Meteorologist Ashley Ruiz is tracking conditions if you are going down there this weekend, Ashley.
Yeah, that's right. So it's going to be beautiful for the most part this weekend in Houston. If you are going to fly out there, temperatures are going to be in the 50s and 60s. Sunshine for the weekend. However, we get into Monday. That's when things start to change. A little stormy out there. A couple of strong or even severe thunderstorms in Houston, and that looks to kind of wind down by about midday. Obviously, it won't matter if you're going to the game, but tailgaters, be prepared for that. I would definitely watch the game inside. As we take a look closer to home, we have some light rain, a couple of pockets of moderate rain falling out there, and most of the rain is actually going to come in tonight and then tapering as we go throughout the day for our Saturday. We have numerous alerts in place. Winter weather advisory now until 4 o'clock on Saturday. 8 to 14 inches of snow up in the Cascades. Northern Cascades could see about 1 to 2 feet, so winter storm warning is in place. Coming up in your first alert forecast, I'm going to walk you through all of these alerts and time out that lowland rain and mountain snow.
Ashley, thank you. Edmonds police is issuing a public safety alert after a rideshare driver was shot and killed, and officers are still searching for the man responsible.
Abdul Qadir Sharif Getty was shot and then later died on Thursday. King 5's Natalie Swaby is joining us live with the message from police that they are sharing today. Natalie.
Well, I'm here at Edmonds Police Headquarters because just a few hours ago, the department put out a message on social media saying that the community has been calling in tips that detectives are reviewing, and they're urging people to keep calling in information if they have it. Also today, we're hearing from people who live here in Edmonds who say this does have the community's attention.
I just couldn't believe where it happened. Somebody who was just, you know, walking around and shot somebody driving by.
The Seattle Rideshare Drivers Association says they're devastated that one of their own members was shot. 31-year-old SeaTac man Abdul Qadir Sharif Getty. It happened Wednesday night around 10:15 at 236th and Edmonds Way. Now, eyewitnesses say that a pedestrian crossing Edmonds Way fired 10 or 11 rounds and took off running. We do know that the urgent update that was sent out today is from police urging residents that if they have surveillance from that time period to check it, and if they see anything to call it in. Here is a little bit more from the Share Drivers Association.
It's very devastating. The father is in a shock, you know. When we talk to him, he was really in a big shock of losing his son.
Now, still ahead, a local organization says what happened here in Edmonds highlights a concerning trend that they've seen in the Seattle metro area with rideshare drivers attacked. We're going to talk more about that coming up tonight at 5 o'clock. Live in Edmonds, Natalie Swaby, King 5 News.
Police right now are looking for whoever rammed a stolen Kia into a pot store in Lake Forest Park and stole product from inside. This is video here from Mr. Green's cannabis dispensary on Bothell Way Northeast. The Kia left a hole in the side of the building. Police say the car was stolen out of Kirkland. It is unclear how much product was stolen.
New at 4, people living near a Tacoma roundabout are demanding action after 2 major crashes in less than 2 weeks. Tacoma police were called to a 3-car collision Thursday night at the roundabout on South Tyler Street and South 66th Street right near Gray Middle School. They arrived to find a white pickup truck plowed into the front of an auto shop. And on Christmas Day, you might remember this, just across the street, a car drove straight into a woman's apartment, smashing through the wall of her daughter's bedroom. Neighbors like Athena Willems are calling on the city to put up more protections. She is worried that her home could be next.
I don't like this. This is literally making my family uncomfortable to everyone else's family. Like, I feel like everybody around here is literally looking out their window or scared to go to sleep because we don't know what's going to happen. And it always happens at night.
Police are still looking for the driver who drove into the apartment on Christmas Day. The driver of the white pickup truck is in custody.
Preparing for mountain snow.
Still ahead here on King 5, the message, I should say, from rescue crews already having to help spun out drivers with more snow on the way.
4 or 5 minutes can make the difference in survival or not survival and a cardiac arrest.
A worker shortage and more emergency calls means the South Whidbey Island Fire Department needs some help. But the chief is asking of the community.
Plus, Boeing is asking for a safety exemption tonight for its 737 MAX 7 jets. We'll tell you what it hopes the FAA will allow upon takeoff.
And to celebrate the Huskies' fight for the national championship, we're doing some more trivia for you right here on King 5 News at 4. Today's question: how many team dogs have the Huskies had? You can scan the QR code on your screen to answer right now. The options for you are 14, 10, 16, or 8. We'll keep checking in on these responses and have the results for you coming up in our next half hour.